Hi guys, I'm Julia from 264 Education, and today I will show you some of my travel essentials that I packed for my trip to Uganda, where we have our current project with the Mother's Heart Uganda, where we built 3 classrooms for the primary classes. So first, an important thing is the backpack. So usually we recommend to bring a backpack that has around 50 to 70 liters, so you can pack everything appropriately. So we would always recommend to have one check-in luggage, and then if you want, have like a smaller item for your carry-on luggage. To start off here in Uganda and also in our previous projects, our accommodation is always tents. So everyone should bring their own tent. You can share it with friends or either sleep in one on your own. So first thing to pack, of course, is the tent. So what goes in the tent? First thing is this mattress. So I chose to have one which has a bit of foam inside, and then you can just put some air in it and it will get very comfy. The alternative is just one that has only air in it. So whenever you go to Globetrotter or any outdoor sports, just get some recommendations, what's best for you and what suits you best, and also what suits your purse, because it's also a matter of price, I would say. So you have your mattress, then I would also recommend to have like a small sleeping bag, especially for warmer days. So this is basically just a cotton sleeping bag that I would use, and then at night if I feel a bit cold, I use my thicker sleeping bag just to cover up. Also very important, pillow. So this one is just inflatable, so if the air is out, it packs very, very small, which I like because I love taking it on the plane as well, or on long bus rides when it's a bit uncomfy. Just fill it with air and it will make you a lot more comfortable in the buses. So for a good night's sleep, I have my 2 most important things. First of all, a sleeping mask, especially when you're in the tent, because it can get quite bright in the morning and you might just want to have a sleep in on your day off, or just have a good night's sleep. Second of all, earplugs. You never know who's your neighbor in the tents and if they're snoring or not. Also, it might be disturbing at first, all the sounds and noise from the nature that you're not used to. But these 2 things, they always grant me a very good night's sleep. For the nighttime and also to sort out things in the tent, I love using the head torch. So this one I just put on the head, and then I have my hands free to go through stuff or to play cards with the guys at night, because then here we don't have that much electricity, hence we don't have that much light, and head torch is quite essential. Or if you have to get up at night, go to the bathroom, you just use this one, and they are very bright. So that should be it for the tent itself. Second part, for the construction side, what do you need? So very, very important, you need gloves, working gloves. So I bought a pair that's a bit more expensive, and like from a professional brand. So I only brought 1 pair, but other volunteers who have like a little bit cheaper gloves, they would just bring a pair of gloves, because the bricks are very sharp. So if you use them every day and carry the bricks from one spot to the other, it easily gets broken. So rather bring 1 pair too much and leave it here for the local workers than not bring in any. Also, for security reasons and for comfort, I highly recommend to bring hiking boots. These are just regular hiking boots you can find in every kind of shop. Very important because if it gets wet and muddy, it's super slippery, so you want to have a proper grip. And also, hiking boots are usually very breathable, so that you should not have feet that are too hot. As you can see, it's super sunny in Uganda right now, so on the construction side I always use my sunglasses, and very important, a hat, because if you're working in the sun, don't underestimate it. It can get really, really hot, and you just want to be protected as much as possible. Speaking of the sun, I also brought this cool tool. It's a solar power bank. So it just put it in the sun, and then it charges this little battery pack, and then I can use it for my phone, which is very convenient because especially in rural areas you don't necessarily have electricity. So if you bring this, the sun will just give you enough electricity for your phones. Coming from sun to rain, here in Uganda we were expecting the dry season, but due to climate change It was very uncommon for the locals even here that the last 2 weeks we had a lot of rain, because originally the dry season should have started already. So I'm super happy that I also brought my rain jacket, even though we were working in the dry season. So it's always a good idea, even if it's not raining, it might get a bit chilly at night, and then you can just put it on and have an extra jacket. Otherwise, for clothes, you can just bring whatever you want that you feel comfortable in and that you think you can work in. The only thing we recommend is to make sure that you adapt to the cultural surroundings and circumstances. For example, here in Uganda, in the community we are currently having our project, there's also a part of a Muslim population. So we recommend for the girls not to wear very short dresses or very short shorts. But be a bit more cautious about the people surrounding you and how they might perceive you, especially when you're in rural areas. They're not used to foreigners that much, and they might be worried that you will want to impose your culture on them. So we have to be very cautious about how we dress and how we behave, and always to be role models and adapt in the surroundings and community. So for packing my clothes, I love these washing nets, because I always use like one for socks, one for t-shirts, one for pants and trousers, and then you have them packed in your backpack and you don't have to search for every single item. You just take out one pack and then you can search within it. So I know that's very well organized, so not everyone does it, but once you do it, I think you will start loving it. Okay, so continuing with hygiene products, I want to show you my beauty case, which I also highly recommend because it can actually open up. And here we have outdoor showers, so we have some hooks where you can actually hang your beauty case, and this one, for example, has a little mirror in it, and then you can just organize your beauty products and can easily access it. And then once you're done, you just close it again and put it back in your backpack, because in the tent you want to make sure that you have the things on the right spot so they're easy to find. Otherwise it will get quite messy. Beauty products, speaking of beauty products, the most important part for everyone, especially here in Uganda, is sunscreen. Since we are very close to the equator, people might underestimate the sun. So even when it's cloudy, you would get sunburned. That's why I use the 50+ sunscreen. It has been very good so far. I have not had any sunburn, but you always have to make sure that you apply it everywhere in the morning and then reapply after some working breaks, because you will be very sweaty and then it just comes off. Besides sunscreen, second part, very essential, is mosquito spray. So luckily here there are not that many mosquitoes as expected, but I had some bites on my ankles and on my wrists, which are not very bad, but I'm also happy that I brought the spray. And then I can spray when I sit outside, or you can also spray your clothes or spray your tent from outside, and it's fine. Another cool thing that we also recommend for every volunteer to bring is wilderness wash, meaning biodegradable soap. So you can either buy the bars or you can buy it in a liquid form. So I always use the small sizes for traveling. And this one actually you can use for showering, for your hair, for dishwashing, for laundry. So it's a multi-purpose and you only need one item, which is quite handy. Another essential thing that I always have in my handbag is the hand sanitizer, especially here where you don't have running water. You might feel a bit dirty on your hands, and if you use this one, you feel a lot better. And also you prevent getting any bacteria in your food and getting sick from it. Another hygiene product, very important, toilet paper. So every volunteer is meant to bring their own biodegradable toilet paper, especially here in Uganda, because we don't have the system, and they just basically use a hole. And you can imagine if there are 26 volunteers and everyone uses just one toilet paper that's from the family or whoever's hosting us, it will run out in no time. So we'll just tell everyone to bring their own ones. And then for showering, over there I have my travel towel, also highly recommended compared to normal towel, because this one has does not need a lot of space in your backpack, and also it dries very, very quickly, other than the normal towels that you usually use at home. For your health, I would recommend to pack like a little medicine package. So in here I have basically everything from stomach pain to headache to the flu. So I just bring a few pills for each purpose and I pack it in there. And then in addition to that, I have the Malarone, which in Uganda is recommended to use. It's against malaria. So you would take 1 pill a day. And after you're back in Germany, you take it for another 7 days because the infection time is like 7 days, so you make sure that all the bacteria is gone. Personally, I don't have any problems with Malarone. I always have it with lunch, so I always have a lot of food and a lot of water, and I haven't had any side effects. Not nauseous, no pain or anything, but obviously some of the volunteers had a few side effects, but overall I think everyone is handling it quite well and also happy to have it as a protection. All right, 3 last items on the list. I will start with this one. This is my travel pouch with all the travel essentials. So I have in here my passport, I have my vaccination pass, which you need for Uganda, because in Uganda you need, for example, the vaccination against yellow fever, otherwise you won't get the visa. And also in here, for example, I have my international driver's license in case I want to travel around and hire a car. I also have some copies of my passport, just to make sure if it gets stolen or anything, that I have something with me. And also I have the insurance information if I get sick, who do I need to call, what do I need to do, etc. And also I have some cash in there and my driver's license from Germany. This one is very useful if you travel around, just put it in your carry-on luggage and you have everything in one spot. Another cool thing that I'm happy that I brought is the Lonely Planet. It's a travel guide here that includes Uganda, so it's not only useful for having some travel information if you want to do some travel before or after the project, but also you have a big part that talks about history and culture and everything, so gives you a lot of information and surrounding material. Last but not least, a water bottle, very essential here as well. So I would use this one with chlorine tablets, but a lot of other volunteers have the life straw, which is, in my opinion, even better because you can put in any water you want, and then with a life straw, it just filters out all the bacteria. All right, I think that that should be it. So you can see here everything that I brought for this trip, and that I'm very happy with. And if you have any questions regarding your packing list before you go on one of our projects, just let us know. We're happy to help. See you. Bye bye.